I am Alyssa, and today I'm showing you all of my geeky pickups that I got over the past few months. I took a break from doing monthly pickups because I need to save money, so everything shown here is from the past 4 months or so. I forget when I last posted a geeky pickup video. But if you're new here and you haven't seen my geeky pickup videos before, that's where I show you collectibles, movies, books, etc. that I pick up, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and you can see how much I spend and what I buy, and yeah, let's just go over everything I've gotten over the past few months and geek out. Also, there will be timestamps down below if one certain section doesn't interest you, because I care about you that way. You ain't never had a friend like me. That's nothing like the song goes. So let's start off with collectible things first. The first I want to show off is this really cool metallic, really cool metallic Night King pop. This was a gift from my friend Josh, and I love him, the pop. I love Josh too. He's a great friend, but I meant the pop. But look at him, he is so freaking cool. And turn him around. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love him. And the reason he's not in his box, which he was an AT&T exclusive, is the box is a little beat up. But you know what? I love this pop and I'm so happy to have him. I did not have a Night King pop, so he's going to go great with my Game of Thrones collection. Baby, focus on me. I also picked up this super cool Queen of Blood pop from the first Hellboy movie at the 99-cent store, and she's just so freaking cool. Like, look, just the detail. I love her, and I love the first Hellboy. Del Toro and Ron Perlman, classic, and this is just bad freaking ass. I love her. Ah! Apparently not enough to not drop her! Continuing on with pops, because I have a freaking problem. I've tried to slow down, but it's not happening anytime soon. I finally found Chucky. I think he went out of circulation for a while. I could be wrong, but it was so hard to find him for a cheap price. But he's finally back, and this is the Chucky from Child's Play 2. He's got the scars on his face. And Chucky is one of my favorite horror icons. He's going to go perfectly on my horror shelf somewhere. This is my slasher shelf. Besides Ash Williams, which I guess he's a slasher because he slashes deadites, but yeah, he's gonna go great with my slashers. So happy to have Chucky in the family. That wasn't creepy at all. Just 2 more pops left, guys. This next one is really cool, and she's in the box because she is an E3 2019 exclusive, but it is Ciri from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I love that game to death, and I have Geralt, and now I have his foster daughter, if you want to call her that, but she glows in the dark, which I have not seen the effects of this yet, but she's just so cool. I love her. She's such a badass character. I loved her in the game, and just having her in my collection is awesome. Last pop of that is Retzko, even though it says Agretzko, but it's Retzko from Agretzko, and she's just so adorable. This is her normal office self before she goes into an internal rage. And I would love to have the 2 rage pops of her where she's just going crazy. But right now this is just the cute, normal Retzko, and I just love her. I love that anime. It's so freaking cute! And me, like, it's totally me. I also had to pre-order this because everyone who knows me, and if you don't, you do now, knows that I love Tomb Raider and PDP, which they make so many different Pixel Pals. They came out with that Lara Croft, and I have not taken her out of the box because you can do this. She lights up if you push the button on the box. And I haven't felt like taking her out and putting batteries in her. She probably already has batteries in her, to be honest, since I can push this, but I just haven't felt like taking her out because it's so much fun to do this. Sheen, sparkle, sparkle. I just love her, and she's in her classic outfit from her OG days, and yeah, this is my first PDP Pixel Pal, and I am so in love with her. She's just so cool. Last collectible, but my boyfriend snagged me this Rocket Man poster from the movie theater one day while I was out in California, and he got it because I couldn't go, and he got himself one too. It's a long story. It's not really that long. I'm just making it long. But Rocket Man is one of my favorite movies of the year so far, and I'm so excited to have this poster. I will frame it one day just so I can have Taron Egerton as Elton John. Or is that actually Elton? That looks like actual Elton. I don't know. But it's cool, and it's a limited edition print, so excited to have this. Thank you, Sean, for snagging this for me. You're the best. Now let's move on to movies and Blu-rays, or Blu-rays, just generally. I usually don't get DVDs, but there is an exception to that, so I guess movies and Blu-rays. Oh my gosh, I'm so disorganized today. But first off, I got the 7 movie collection, the Chucky 7 movie collection, because it was like $10 on Amazon one day. It's since gone back up in price, but for 7 movies for $10, I couldn't say no. I've only seen the first 3 Chucky movies. I know some purists out there are going to slay me for that. But now I can watch Bride of Chucky, Sea of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky. I might have got those last 2 mixed up in order, but I'm really excited to see them. And it's just nice to have a little collection, and this lenticular cover is so freaking cool. He's just staring at you. This is a very Chucky-centric video, I just realized. Next I have Aquaman, which this was a gift from my mom. Why did you turn on Alexa? No, you're not. Why does she think her name is Aquaman? That's creepy. Anyway, back to the point. My mom got me this for, was it Easter? It was it was Easter because I filmed before then. But this is from my mom, and I freaking love this movie. I love Jason Momoa, who doesn't? But yeah, it's one of my favorite DC movies after Wonder Woman, and I'm so excited to have it. And plus this case, cover, slip cover, the name, it feels so good to rub my hands over it. And I know it looks like I'm caressing Jason Momoa, but this just feels so good. Next up is A Silent Voice, the movie. I don't know why they put the movie. I guess because it's based off a manga. But this film is so amazing. It was just recently released on Blu-ray not too long ago for the very first time, and this is devastating. I cried watching this, but it's so beautiful, and even if you're usually not a fan of anime films, I highly recommend this because it's just so well done. I did watch it with English subtitles and Japanese audio, but there is an English dub, I believe, on this, so you can also watch it that way, but this is one of my favorite anime films of recent years. It's so good. Another anime film I loved is Mirai. Mirai is the latest film from Mamoru Hosoda, who is one of my favorite anime directors, and this is just such a beautiful story about a young boy dealing with the fact that he has a new baby sister that's stealing attention from him, and just tracks his family over the generations, and there are some fantasy elements, and there are emotional elements. It's just a really, really fantastic film. The next 2 Blu-rays I picked up in California, and the first is Train to Busan. This is one of my favorite zombie movies ever. I love this movie, and I was at Best Buy and saw this limited edition steel book. But this is so cool, like the zombies biting a book. And I'm just so excited to rewatch this movie because it is phenomenal. And if you haven't seen it and you're tired of the zombie genre, this will change your mind about it because this is just such a fresh take on it. And I know they're doing an American remake, which is, I'm like, why? It's perfect the way it is. It's like a 5-star film, seriously, at least in my opinion. Why are they making an American remake? I don't know. But this is amazing. And the other pickup I got from Best Buy was Sailor Moon R, the movie, because I am Sailor Moon trash and I really wanted to own this on Blu-ray. I don't know if it holds up today, but I remember loving this as a kid, so had to get it to satisfy my inner child. I'm noticing this is a very anime-heavy episode, installment, whatever you want to call it, as well. But the next one up is Princess Mononoke. This is the... I forgot what anniversary edition this is, but it's really cool. I also have the My Neighbor Totoro set, and this comes with a 40-page essay book and the soundtrack, and Princess Mononoke is such an, I would say, underrated Miyazaki film because it doesn't get talked about as much as his other movies such as Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, etc., etc. But this is probably his most grown-up movie. It's very violent. It's about, actually, I haven't seen this in a long time, so I kind of forgot what it's about. Oh, it's about Oh yeah, it's about a young warrior being inflicted with a curse. Got it. I'm so excited to rewatch this though and to go through the essay book, and yeah, I really need to rewatch it because it's been way too long because I seriously forgot what it was generally about. So super excited to get back into Princess Mononoke. I thought I didn't have that many movies, but apparently I was wrong. Next up are a couple of recent Criterion Collection releases. The first one up is Hedwig and the Angry Inch, one of my all-time favorite musicals, and a lot of people don't talk about this movie, but it's just such a work of art. I just realized that the director approved sticker is kind of over Hedwig's genital area, but this is such a phenomenal movie. It's really eye-opening. John Cameron Mitchell is great as both the director and the star, and yeah, just watch Hedwig if you haven't. It's so good, and it inspired the Broadway show that Neil Patrick Harris, John Cameron Mitchell, and Darren Criss headlined in, so had to get it because I love Hedwig so much. So when it was released on Criterion, I knew I had to get it. I also had to snag my favorite David Lynch film, and that is Blue Velvet. Yes, I like this more than Mulholland Drive. I love David Lynch and his works, and as soon as they announced this, I think I screamed with joy, and I'm so happy to have this and to dive back into it, to go through all the themes of the film, try to pick up on stuff I might have missed, because you always miss things with David Lynch's work. So really happy to have Blue Velvet finally. I have a problem, guys. I've got way too much stuff. Next up is Cinderella on Blu-ray because I love classic Disney movies, and again, I'm satisfying my inner child. First time on Blu-ray, I believe, or I could be wrong. This is the Diamond Edition from the Signature Collection. And yeah, I'm just really excited. Plus, look at that cover. It's so shiny! Another anime! Liz and the Bluebird. This is beautiful. It's about two best friends in high school who are both auditioning to be the lead part in a musical performance of a very well-known story, and there are two different stories in this film, the story about the two female friends and the story that the performance is based off of. So you see the parallels between fiction and reality. It's just so beautiful, and again, it's something I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, but I love this movie. Next up is the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy set, because I love these movies. I want a real-life, toothless, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say about this, but 3 movies for a great price. I couldn't resist. Okay, getting down to the dregs of the Blu-ray and DVD collection. These are box sets. First one up is Rick and Morty Season 3 with Pickle Rick on the cover. I love Rick and Morty, and this was a good price on Amazon, so I got it. If you know me, you know I was going to get this. But it is the Outlander Season 4 Collector's Edition, and I haven't even opened it, guys. It has a 28-page book, Season 4 soundtrack, a sneak peek of Diana Gabaldon's latest book in the series, which has not been finished yet. But yeah, I had to get Season 4 because I own all the other seasons and their collector's edition, so this was a no-brainer purchase for me because I am Outlander trash. I love it so much. I love you so much. And these last two were gifts from Sean's grandma and Aunt Nancy, so I have to thank Nancy and Dorothy for giving these to me. But first up is the Planet of the Apes Legacy Collection on DVD, which it's been such a long time since I've watched the original Planet of the Apes, and this has 6 movies. So I get to watch all of these again, or some for the first time, and see how it holds up. And no, I'm excited. I loved the first movie when I was a kid, but it's been so long that I've forgotten so much about it. And I'm so excited to check out the other films in this set as well. And they also gave me A Nightmare on Elm Street, the whole entire series on DVD. And when you look at the spine, there's Freddy. So cool. I do have this on Blu-ray, but I really wanted this because it, again, features Freddy here. And it's just, like, it's a neat collector's item, and it's in really good condition. It's got all the movies. All 7? Yeah, is there 7? Oh, there's an 8th one, too. The Nightmare Series Encyclopedia. That's cool. I'm excited. I'm just so excited to own this, okay? Freddy Krueger's my favorite! Okay, let's move on to the last section of the pickups because all of my gaming purchases have been digital and I honestly didn't write them down, so oops. Let's go on to books. These first few I'm going to show are just ones I got spur of the moment or were gifted to me, etc. But the first is Berserk, the deluxe edition manga. I have heard so many great things about Berserk and I really wanted to read the manga before checking out the anime. This is a chunker and this is only issue 1 or whatever you want to call it, the first installment, omnibus one. But I'm really excited to check it out and it's got this gorgeous, I'm assuming faux leather cover. There is a parental advisory sticker and I'm just really excited to check out this really classic series. Oh, that flare. J.J. Abrams will be so proud. I also got Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin because Barnes & Noble sent me a coupon code and I got this for, I believe, $14 when it's originally $35. And this is just so gorgeous. When you open it up, there's just beautiful illustrations. This is centered on the Targaryen family, who happen to be my favorite family and favorite characters from this series, and there are illustrations peppered throughout the book. It is a chunker. I will eventually get to reading this, but for the price I paid for it, I had to snag it. I found Poldark by Winston Graham, and this is Ross Poldark, the first book in the Poldark series. And again, I really want to read this before I check out the PBS Masterpiece show. But I'm really excited because I love historical fiction and I've heard this is great. I also got Erased by Kei Sonbe. I probably just butchered that. I love the anime and I should have read this before watching the anime, but oh well. Again, I forgot to turn my phone on airplane mode, but that's okay. But I am really excited to check this out because I love the anime so much and I'm going to try to show you pictures without spoiling anything about the story because it's such a complex, interesting story. Okay, that's all you get to see. Was there color? I think I saw a splash of color while flipping through the pages, but I'm just really excited to check this out. And of course, the closest bookstore to me is Books A Million, and they had their penny a page sale day where you can get pretty much any book and you pay a penny per page. And so I chose The Long Walk by Stephen King, which he originally wrote as Richard Bachman. But I've heard amazing things about this novel. I've been wanting to read for so long, but did not want to pay $18 for it. And guys, I think I paid about $3.50 for this book on that day. So I'm really excited to read this. I think it's being adapted into a movie now. And yeah, the story's pretty twisted, but you know, with Stephen King they all are. And I'm just a huge fan of Stephen King. I love this cover. And I'm so happy that I snagged it for such a great price. This next book was a gift from my dad, and that is The Cuckoo's Calling, a C.B. Strike novel from Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. I'm covering up the price sticker because this was from Barnes & Noble and it was on sale, but Dad got it for me, so thank you, Dad. And I just wanted to check this out because I love the TV series that was based off this, and I've heard mixed things, honestly, about this, but you know, I'm just going to check out the first book. If I like it, I'll continue. If not, it's okay. But it was a good price, and I'm just glad my dad got it for me, so thank you, Dad. I also picked up The Hating Game by Sally Thorne because this is being, again, adapted into a movie starring one of my girl crushes, Lucy Hale, and Robbie Amell, cousin of Stephen Amell, Arrow, holla. And I've heard good things. I like reading romance books occasionally, and I'm excited to check it out. And I love this cover. It's very bright and vibrant. I picked up No Tomorrow by Luke Jennings. This is book 2 in the Killing Eve series. I love the TV show. I really liked the first book. It just ended on a cliffhanger, and it was kind of like, what? What? But now that I have the second book, I can pick back up, and it's very short. I can probably breeze through this super fast and continue on with the story of Villanelle and Eve Palastri. Now these next set of books I'm going to show you were all gifts from my mom. First up, she got me The Killing Lessons by Saul Black. It just sounded really interesting and I like the cover. It's got like blood drips here, spooky forest. And I told her I'd let her borrow it after I read it. Have I read it? Nope. But thank you, Mom. I promise I'll read it one day and let you borrow it if it's good. You might not if it's not good, I'm not gonna be like, hey, read this, Mom, torture yourself. But if you've read this and you liked it, let me know. She also got me 3 Moments of an Explosion by China. I never have figured out how to say his last name, and I really need to look that up. But I'm gonna say Mayville? Mayville? Yeah, I don't know how to say it, guys. I'm sorry. Exterminate. Alyssa, turn your phone on freaking silent. But, I mean, I've been wanting to read this author's work for a long time, and I'm excited to have this, so thank you, Mom. These next books are from a local thrift store, but they are, again, gifts from my mom, so ahead of time, thank you, Mom, for all these books. First up is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I love the green edged pages, and ever since I saw people reading this in high school, I've been wanting to read it, but I never picked it up, but it was at the thrift store for a great price. It's in great condition. So I'm super excited to read Wicked, which follows the Wicked Witch of the West. And also the other witch, the Witch of the, I don't know the story, guys. I just know Wicked Witch of the West is covered in this. That's all I know, and it's green. Cool. I'm gonna get murdered by people that are super duper fans of The Wizard of Oz and Wicked. Next up is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which I was super surprised to see this at the thrift store because this is a science fiction book I wanted to read for so long, and just I couldn't justify paying full price for it. It's in excellent condition, and honestly, stuff like this usually does not pop up in my town at the thrift store. So a book of this quality, which won the Arthur C. Clarke Award, I'm just blown away that it was there, so I'm so happy to have this. I also found a couple of Book of the Month books at the thrift store, so someone else here is signed up to Book of the Month, and these are books that I didn't get when they were originally on the site, so I'm really happy to have these. But first is Goodbye Vitamin by Rachel Kong. I don't really know what this is about, but I heard great things about it, and it's really colorful. And also Woman Number 17 by Eden Lepke. Again, I think this was a thriller set on is it a cruise ship? No, it is not a cruise ship. It's just in the Hollywood Hills. Anyway, I'm really excited to have both of these, and so excited I got my hands on them after I missed out on them on Book of the Month. And the last book is Ghosted by Rosie Walsh. I freaking love this cover, and again, it's a romance novel, and I'm trash for romance novels, and also there's pink on it. I love pink. So yeah, and this got good reviews as well, so I'm really excited. Oh dear lordy. The rest of these books all came from Book Outlet. They were dirt cheap. I got all of them for a great price, like in total a great price, ridiculously low. And also I got these at different times, not all at once, so just, you know, chill. First up is Room by Emma Donoghue. I love the movie, wanted to read the book. I know it's told through her 5-year-old son's perspective, so it might be a little difficult to get into it at first, but I do really want to check this out. Next up is Life of Pi by Yen Martel. I hope I said that right, but this cover is gorgeous. I have not seen the film yet because I'm kind of afraid it'll devastate me, so I'm going to prepare myself by reading the book first. But also, this is one of those covers that feels really silky and smooth, and oh gosh. I'm just feeling stuff today, like inappropriately rubbing things today. Next up is The Rules Do Not Apply by Ariel Levy. And this is a memoir. I believe this is about her. Okay, I'm not even gonna say because it's a spoiler, but this is a memoir. I've heard really great things about it, and I've heard it's very powerful and devastating, and I'm looking forward to reading this. I also got Hemlock Grove by Brian McGreevy. I have not watched the Netflix series, but I mean, I love supernatural type of stories, and I love this cover. That is a werewolf with a hand coming out of its mouth. I'm really excited. This next book was one I've been anticipating for so long, and I shrieked when I saw it on the site, but that is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. And this cover's gorgeous. I've heard great things about this book. It's got nice deckled edges, which you probably can't see. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a good mystery. Next up is In the Country We Love by Diane Guerrero, which I love her on Jane the Virgin and Doom Patrol, and this is the story about how her parents were deported when she was a child, or not really a child, a teenager, and how it affected her. And I'm expecting this to be very powerful, devastating, eye-opening, and just really looking forward to it. Next up is The Possessions by Sarah Flannery Murphy. This was another Book of the Month book that I never got to get, and I think this is a kind of science fiction horror story, maybe? Maybe it's just sci-fi, looking at the back. I'm not really sure anymore. But it interested me when it was on the side originally. I just never got it, so now I have it. Another Stephen King purchase. This is Full Dark, No Stars. And this is a set of short stories, which includes 1922, which was a Netflix movie, and a few others that are not as well known, but you know, I'm excited to check out. So I'm excited to have another Stephen King book to add to my collection. We're almost through, guys. We're almost through. Just one more stack from Book Outlet. Next up is 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. Murakami is one of my favorite authors, and this is a chunker, but I do believe it's 3 books in one. And this is a book I've been wanting to read for a very long time, and I finally had my hands on it, literally. So excited! This is gonna be a long ass video, guys. I am sorry. Next up is The Rhythm Section by Mark Burnell. This says it's a Stephanie Patrick thriller, so I'm assuming it's a series. Blake Lively is going to be starring in this film adaptation, so again, I wanted to read the book before the movie comes out. This next one is so gorgeous, but it's The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales. It says lavishly illustrated with interactive elements. But yeah, I just thought this was gorgeous. I really do want to get the Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast collections as well, but I'm really looking forward to this. I believe these are all Hans Christian Andersen stories in this. So yeah, looking forward to it. And it came wrapped up in plastic, so I'm hesitant to take it out because I feel like I might damage it accidentally because it's so beautiful. But yeah, it is Hans Christian Andersen. It's there at the top. I'm dumb. Next is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I've heard nothing but great things about this author. I also have his other book, A Head Full of Ghosts, I believe is the title, that I still need to read. But I've heard he's a wonderful horror author, and this takes place in a cabin. Is 2 men and their child or children, their daughter. 2 men and their daughter go to a cabin, and then they have to deal with intruders, which just sounds so chilling and scary and thrilling, and yeah, I'm excited to read this, and I've heard, again, great things. Next up is Sadie by Courtney Summers. I don't know much about this. I've just heard it's creepy, and it says if she dies, she takes the truth with her. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Also excited to read Baby Teeth by Zoji Stage. I might have messed that up, but I've heard this is very, very creepy. I also picked up Obsidia, which is the 3rd book in the Illuminate Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I adored the 1st book. I haven't gotten around to reading the 2nd one, and I don't know when I'll read this one, but I will read the other 2. I just have to kick myself in the butt and do it. And the last book and last geeky pickup this month, or not this month, the past few months, is The Truth According to Us by Anne Barrows. I picked this up because I love the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, which she co-wrote, and I really wanted to read her other work that she did solo, and yeah, that's the reasoning behind this one. So that was all the stuff I've accumulated over about a 4-month period. Let me know what you've picked up recently, or not so recently, down below in the comment box. If you've read any of these books, watched any of these movies, etc., let me know that as well. If you like this video, leave a like. Share it if you liked it because that helps my channel grow. If you're new here but you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And even if you are subscribed but haven't tapped the notification bell, please do so because you'll be alerted whenever I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on social media sites, those are all linked down below in the description box. I'm getting acid reflux, so I'm just gonna mosey on out of here, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.